This is going to be one interesting video. It's the first one I've done where you really don't have any visibility to speak of. What I'm doing is going by feel. And once the target's in my hand, I end up throwing it into a mesh bag. So it's really not till at the end of the dive, after about 3.5 hours, that we get to see what's in there. Conditions are, like I say, not good. It's hard to see. This is open ocean, so you have some swells that are pushing you around while you're on the bottom. But it ends up being a really good spot. And I can see why not many people dive, because it is difficult in this location. So I'm going to do a total of 6 tanks. And here's the first one. This place has got a very interesting bottom. There's actually a layer of sand that could be 1 inch to maybe 3 to 4 inches at most. And the targets are lying on the clay, which is just underneath the sand. So many times I just move the target very quickly because I scrape my hand along the top of the clay. The only signal worth showing in this video is this one, where you could just see the edge of a class ring. I couldn't see it with my naked eye, but the camera picked it up. Once I ran my hand over the coil and determined the signal was in my hand, I just dropped in the mesh bag and went on my way. I lasted about 3.5 hours, but the GoPro camera went dead after 3 hours. So too bad up on the boat I didn't have the camera running, because it was pretty exciting going through the mesh bag, seeing these targets come out. I'm going to show you a couple pictures here, and keep in mind this is just 3.5 hours of detecting. As you can see, this was a shocker going through the bag. A lot of targets and quite a high ratio of rings out in this area. We're probably about 10 to 12 feet deep. So looking forward to the next dive. Most of the targets were from the 40s and 50s. We're back here again a few days later, but unfortunately the conditions are even a little worse. It's very choppy out, and you can't even see the propeller when you look over the side of the boat. It's that murky. So we're going to go down. We did well last time, and we're going to go down and see how we could work in zero visibility again.
Ready?
This is the only section even worth showing. Here I have it looks like a ring. Hard to tell, but I think it was a ring that fell out of my hand, and then I went over it and found it again and just threw it in the pouch and saw it when I came out of the water. But yeah, this little section here is all I'm going to be showing, because the visibility again today was just awful. Definitely worth the frustration of working in the dark. This time on the second tank, a lot more coins, and there were 5 rings, 3 of them silver. This is just amazing, all the activity that was in this area. And the fun part is it's all a couple inches deep. As soon as you hit the clay, you're able to grab onto it.
That's right. Okay, here we go.
Remember, you only get 3 pieces. 3, and then you're done. Then there's going to be a tariff.
Here we go.
Ride home tariff.
Here we are a couple days later, going in with tank number 3. And unfortunately, as you can see, the visibility still has not gotten any better. You can hear the beeping of the signals and also barely see the glowing of the screen, but that's about it. So this is just to give you an idea what it was like, but we'll go right to the finds at the end of the dive. This one also took about 3.5 hours. There was one junk stainless steel ring, and then there were 2 nice ones. The one with the black stone is actually dated, and it's some old stuff showing up in this place, and this one really shocked me.
Here we go. Do your mask. Perfect. All right.
Hold on.
Down here a couple days later with tank number 4, and unfortunately, as you can see, the conditions still haven't cleared up. So we're going by feel again, and this one took about 3 hours and 40 minutes today. It was down there just a little bit longer, but the targets just keep coming. Still working in the exact same area. The number of finds are starting to thin out a little, but to the left you see the silver coins. There's a few old nickels. What was really interesting to me is that button that's below one of the buffalo nickels. You can see the way that's made. That's an early pewter button from the 1700s. And this area in the past, I know that shoe buckles and other pewter buttons have come out of it. So there's a nice mixture of real old stuff, and this button happens to be one of the old pieces.
Here we go.
Here we are with tank number 5, and as you can see, the visibility still isn't that great, but it is a little better than what it was. I could make out maybe about a foot or so. The coil is down there, you can't see it in the muck, but it's definitely better than what it was. Most of the finds, again, had to be put in the mesh bag to look at when we came up. Still worked in the exact same area, and the signal started getting really thin. Still going back to the exact same area. Targets are definitely getting thinner and thinner, but it's hard to leave an area when you keep pulling stuff out. In this case, the one nice ring, it's got a heavy coral crustacean, but with a little electrolysis, it cleaned up pretty good.
Here we go.
Tank number 6 now, and this time the visibility is actually a little better, but this filming here, what you see is after I'm digging in that clay, it clouds up a bit. But if you bring the target up towards your face, within like a foot of your face, you can actually see it at this point. Makes the dive definitely more enjoyable. I worked the same area on the 6th tank, and this will probably be the last time I am right here. But, you know, it's hard to leave when you keep pulling stuff out. Three rings this dive and a bunch of silver from the same area, again making it hard to leave. This ring with the stones in it looks pretty old, but there's no markings on the inside. On this 6th tank, I stayed in and got the one nice ring, and Mike decided to move down maybe a couple hundred yards, and you'll see why we're going to be going to that different spot on our next dive. He got 4 beauties. See if you can pick them out here. I was all set to add a 7th tank to this video, but unfortunately the weather has really shifted. Winds are coming out strong from the east. We went out there on the boat thinking we might be able to do a dive, but it just got too rough. So we're going to have to postpone this most likely until spring. Water temps getting down there. We're going to have to pull the boat out of the water soon. So it's been a very interesting few weeks now diving this place, and we look forward to hitting it in the spring. Just to share a couple settings with you with the D2, I use a high frequency coil for the first 2 dives, and after that I was using the 11-inch coil. With the high frequency, the maximum frequency I used was 29, audio response 6, the sensitivity 90. It worked fine. There was no problems with it. Everything, like I said, was pretty shallow. With the 11-inch coil, I put the sensitivity down to 85, and the maximum frequency was 14. Everything else was the same. The signals were just banging. The pitch 2 audio I used in both, and that pitch 2 audio was exceptional. Another thing I wanted to mention is I've been using the Deus, it's got to be more than 12 years. They've just improved something that to me makes a big difference. It's the remote holder that's on your rod. If you clip it on, in the past, you notice it could pop off, and if you press it on one side, like the plus or minus, you could probably tweak it where it could pop off. I know it just eventually wore out because I've had a couple issues with mine over the years, but they've come out with a new holder. It's a new material. It's the same holder, but there's a new material they're using, and it's rock solid. I'm underwater pressing the pinpoint button and the plus and minus, and it holds really tight. I plan on getting into the water one more time before it gets too cold. It'll probably be sometime during the first or second week of November, and then that'll be it till the spring. Thanks again for watching.